impact, more than just a game.
Stephen A. Smith didn't just make a bold statement. He dropped a grenade. Live on national TV, staring straight into the camera, he said what every Phoenix Suns fan had been terrified to admit.
You're Booker, you don't want to stick around for that. So, therefore, you might want to leave because he's only about 28 years of age. So, you've been in the league for about 10 years.
Yeah.
You're just looking at them right now. You're just saying, this is an absolute positive mess.
This is an absolute positive mess. If I was Devin Booker, I'd want out. And this time, Stephen A. wasn't just giving his usual hot take.
These are the players that Sam Presti has had since being the executive for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, together. You ultimately got Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, Victor Oladipo, okay? Now you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and not one single championship to show for it.
Because something real is crumbling in Phoenix. Something bigger than a failed season. Bigger than bad chemistry. Bigger than injury luck. Devin Booker, the face of the franchise, the loyal soldier, the guy who stayed through the darkness, finally said it out loud. I will never go through a rebuild again. But here's the problem. He already is. And he might be the only one who realizes it. Let's go back a few years. Because just 2 seasons ago, the Phoenix Suns were sitting on top of the basketball world. They had the best record in the league. 64 wins. A deep, young, balanced core. Devin Booker was ascending. Mikal Bridges was locking down opponents. Cam Johnson was shooting the lights out. DeAndre Ayton was raw but promising. And Chris Paul was the veteran glue. This was a team built the right way. Draft picks, development, defense. They were in the finals the year before. The city was buzzing. They were right there. And then came Matt Ishbia, a mortgage billionaire, a former college walk-on, a guy with money, ego, and zero patience. He didn't want to build. He didn't want to wait. He wanted fireworks. And that's when the problems began. Within months of taking control, Ishbia blew it all up. Bridges, gone. Johnson, gone. 4 unprotected picks, gone. All for Kevin Durant, still elite, but aging and injury-prone. Then he doubled down. He traded for Bradley Beal, a move that looked flashy but made 0 sense on paper. Beal had a no-trade clause, a $250 million contract, and a declining game. Ishbia didn't just want to win, he wanted to skip steps. He didn't want to be like Oklahoma City or Denver or Golden State. He wanted a shortcut. And now, he's trapped in a nightmare he created. This season was supposed to be different. KD Booker, Beal, a super team on paper, contenders by name. But instead, they couldn't even make the play-in. The most expensive roster in NBA history. Didn't qualify for the postseason. And the cherry on top? They don't even own their first-round pick. That pick, a potential top 3 lottery selection, belongs to the Houston Rockets. Run the Tankathon simulator 10 times, and you'll see Phoenix's pick land at number 1 or 2. And every time it does, it slides into Houston's lap. Imagine finishing 11th in the West, paying over $214 million in salary, just to gift wrap a franchise player to your rival. And this isn't just bad luck. This is the result of Ishbia's all-in approach. Now, Devin Booker sees what's coming. He's seen 3 coaches in 3 years. He's seen the front office gutted. He's seen his young core traded away. He's seen promises turn into problems. And after suiting up in a meaningless final home game with nothing left to play for, he said something that should shake Suns fans to their core. There might be someone here seeing me play for the first time. Or the last time. Let that sink in. This wasn't a trade request. This wasn't a demand. But this was a message. A calculated, ominous warning that his patience is done. And he has every reason to feel that way. The Suns are stuck. Financially paralyzed under the new CBA, Phoenix is deep into the second tax apron. That means no mid-level exception, no sign and trades, no cash in deals, no combining contracts and trades, no trading first-rounders 7 years out. And if they stay in this zone 3 out of the next 5 years, Their first-round pick drops to the end of the round, no matter their record. That's not just a penalty. That's a death sentence for flexibility. You could go 21st to 61st when pick 30th. Bradley Beal? Untradeable. He has a full no-trade clause and a declining game. No contender wants that deal. Kevin Durant? Still great, but 35. Fragile and declining slowly. The Suns already tested the market at the deadline. Miami passed. Golden State passed. The Knicks passed. Even Houston didn't bite. And they own Phoenix's future. There's only one name left, Devin Booker. And that's where this gets real, because Booker is the only player whose trade value could fix this disaster. He's young. He's in his prime. He's productive. And most of all, he wants to win. He said it plainly. I will not go through another rebuild. And that means Phoenix might not have a choice. NBA teams are watching. The Rockets could send back Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and return Phoenix's own picks. The Spurs could offer Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and a mountain of picks to pair Booker with Wembanyama. The Knicks are starving for a star. They have assets, picks, and contracts to match. Even OKC, with their war chest of picks, could be a dark horse. And don't rule out dark wildcard teams like the Magic or the Kings, both hungry for postseason firepower and one piece away. Suddenly, a Booker trade doesn't feel like fantasy. It feels like inevitability. And let's be honest, this hurts. Booker has given Phoenix everything. He stayed through 19 win seasons. He stayed through 5 head coaches. He stayed when the team was a joke. He stayed when everyone told him to run. And what did the franchise give him? An owner playing fantasy basketball, a super team with no bench, a future that belongs to Houston, and an aging core that can't even make the play-in. Stephen A. said it best. Devin Booker's not the problem. The problem is you blew up something that was working, and now you're stuck. If I'm him, I'm gone. The crazy part? This could have been avoided. They could have held on to Bridges and Johnson. They could have let Ayton develop. They could have kept their picks. They could have been what OKC is now, young, deep, dangerous. Instead, Ishbia wanted the shortcut. And now the team is drowning in second apron restrictions, with no cap space, no trade assets, and no draft capital. And worst of all, no path forward, unless they blow it all up. So what happens now? The Suns have 2 options. Option 1, run it back. Pretend this season was a fluke. Pray for health. Hope KD stays elite. Hope Beal bounces back. Try to fill holes with minimum contracts. Spoiler, it won't work. Option 2, trade Durant. Trade Booker. Reclaim your picks. Reset the roster. Bite the bullet now to save the next decade. It's brutal. It's emotional. But it's the truth. Because the longer you wait, the worse this gets. Booker is about to turn 29. This is his prime. You think he wants to spend it watching a team fumble the bag over and over? You think he wants to be 31 by the time Phoenix even gets close to competent again? Number. And he's already said it. He's not doing another rebuild. And if Ishbia doesn't make the right call, if he keeps pretending this super team still has life, Booker's gone. And maybe he already is. This isn't just a team in trouble. This is a cautionary tale. How to ruin a contender in 18 months. How to destroy a culture with one trade. How to take a finals team and turn it into a bloated, broken, bottom-tier roster with no picks and no direction. The Suns didn't just mess up. They may have authored one of the biggest franchise collapses in modern NBA history. And Booker? He gave them everything. But now, he's got one foot out the door. And the only question left is, where's he going next?
One click, big impact. Hit that subscribe button and join the squad. Your support keeps us going.